Hello everyone, Def is self-reporting from another session and welcome to my first guide of Noob to Pro where I can and will teach you how to become a better player with each and every character. And we're starting off with Sombra. Sombra's role is to hack enemy heroes, hack health pack, and be completely annoying to the enemy team by hacking them and preventing them from using their abilities. Sombra is not the most strong DPS out there, but she's really viable as a DPS. Sombra's abilities are being able to see low health heroes, become invisible, throw a translocator and teleport to it at anytime she wants, and EMP. Sombra counter any hero that relies on his abilities like Doomfist, Genji, Tracer, and even Sombra herself. Sombra get encountered by the heroes that do not rely on their abilities, like Soldier 76, McCree, Zenyatta, unless you use their ult on him, so then he loses all of his shield. Some heroes, like Ana, are more of the skill base and the aiming of the player than counter or being countered by. So, when do you pick Sombra? I mean, DPS character that can provide heal for your team. When do you actually pick her? Sombra is really good if you pair her with another healer, such as Lucio, Mercy, because she's an off-meta healer. She's not a direct healer. She's hacking health pack for the healing. Ta 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 ta! As the game starts, you want to hack a health pack. Doesn't matter which one you hack, you just want to hack one so you can have a defensive point to return to or an offensive point to return to. Like you can see, hack, harass, and hide. Now, because the enemy team does not have high pressure on the choke point, the Sombra player here joined the team as a DPS. However, because he saw that the enemy team could manage to get into this little room over here, so goes in and hack the health pack, so they cannot use it again. If the enemy team does not have a lot of pressure on the choke point, check for a backdoor. Here is another point. A stray bullet from D.Va, Mini D.Va, hit the Sombra and knocked her out of invisibility. Now the Sombra check for any enemies that manage to slip through, hack the health pack, so if they manage to, they cannot do that, and luckily she get the D.Va while she's getting there. Because of the D.Va, the LAYE team broke their formation on the choke point, and now enemy teams start to flood into the point. One of the most terrifying thing you can face is a Doomfist behind your lines. So the smartest thing to do is to hack it. Hack the Doomfist and prevent him because he's a hero that relies on his abilities. Hack him so he cannot use any abilities. And again, hack the health pack, hide, harass, return to hide. I cannot tell you how much important that is that you will remember these 3H all the time. Hack, harass, and hide. If you manage to get a kill, congratulations, you are a really helping hand to your team. Like you can see, there is no enemy pressure right now, so all you need to do now is to find the health pack that the enemy team might use and hack it to prevent them to use this route, or at least the health pack so they have less healing. Hack, hide, here is the harass, and return to hide. That is Sombra's most reliable combo in the game, if you can call that a combo. However, there are times when the team needs you and you need to be the DPS and not the harasser. One thing for sure, the ult of Sombra is good for nothing if you're using it by its own. You need to sync it with another ult like Zarya, like McCree, like Pharah. A good AoE ult that the enemy cannot shield behind a Reinhardt or Orisa because they cannot use their abilities. And if you see an enemy with low health trying to rush into a health pack, do your best to kill them. In case you can, hack the health pack so you can see them, they cannot heal. Sombra can take the role of a DPS like you saw in the clip before. The enemy team had little to no pressure on the team on the point, so Sombra could use her abilities more of the DPS instead of the harass. However, using the triple H is still very important and should be used frequently. A good moment for a flank is when the enemy team got a really strong defense on a choke point. So when you see that, you can go behind them and go on to stand on the point that the enemy team will see that somebody captured that and will break their formation. That's to deal with you actually. So if the enemy team is not organized, which will most likely be happening, you will get 2 players at least coming after you. Meaning that will be 4 versus 5 on the choke point. Most likely gonna favor your team. Most likely. The other moment to flank is when the enemy team or your team wanna start to engage. So one of their DPS or support must turn their back to your team to try and deal with you. Now, if they're not trying to protect their healer or backline, you get free kills. You want to use your ult in one of 2 cases. The first one is to counter an enemy ult, or the second option is to engage with your teams and to sync your ult with them. So it's to counter an ult or to start an engagement. If you can do both of them at the same time, it will be the best. Sadly, most of the time, that will be one of the 2 options. In case the enemy team capture the first point, you need to go back and hack the nearest health pack to prevent them from camping in a certain point and getting some free heals. The enemy team cannot use a health pack after you hack it for 60 seconds. Remember that, 60 seconds, the enemy team cannot use that health pack. Plus, the cooldown on your hack ability is starting to go down, meaning that you have it available when the enemy team will approach and get to you, to your team, or to the point. You do not want to stand in the front line. You are not a tank, your job is not to soak up bullets. Your health pool is really low, so you don't need to soak up any damage that is more than necessary to you. You want to be between your tanks and your healers in case that the healers getting attacked by Winston or Tracer or Doomfist. You want to be able to hack the ganker, the enemy, so he cannot use his abilities to escape and you can kill him very fast, charge your ult, and everyone will be happy about that. Well, except the one that dived you and got insta-kill because you prevented him to use his abilities. The other place you want to be is behind the enemy lines. Upon revealing yourself from invisibility, you want to be behind the enemy line and poking them, attacking them, and if you can, killing them. Another place that Sombra really loves to be in is near low health enemy hero. When you appear in front of a low health enemy hero, you can pretty much kill them in less than a second and get out. You get a free ult charge and they get a respawn timer for a gift. If you can, you should hack a health pack that is around the enemy team camp point. Now, for example, Temple of Anubis, there are 5 health packs right on the start of the map. Like, you get out of the gate, you got 3 health pack, and then go to the right, you got another 2, and oh dear, 6, another one on the left side after the death room. So, if you can hack one of these health packs, especially the big ones, you're gonna give your team a really big advantage for at least 60 seconds. On a payload map, you need to remember that you can throw your translocator on the payload and it will move with the payload. When you're coming back to your translocator on attack, you will get a small amount of healing and you will get the point actually for being on the payload. And if you want to be a really help to your team, you should run ahead, hack health packs so the enemy team cannot use them and your team can use them when the payload will get there. You can make it even better. You can get behind the enemy line, hack health packs and hack the enemy and destroy them, breaking their formation on a choke point on their next defense, while your team will have a little easier time, just a bit of easier time, breaking through their defenses, making your team a little bit stronger in the attack. Because the enemy team will focus you, that means that you have less DPS against your team. That means against any unorganized team, which is most teams on a comp, you
Winston's
will
camping.
have your team facing
Yeah, the high ground over here again.
5v4, at least 5v4. That's the best thing you can have. You do not have to throw a translocator above the surface you want to go to. You can throw the translocator to the ledge of the surface you want to go. The translocator animation will show that it's continue to fall down because of the bouncing, and you teleport and continue to walk straight up on the ledge. You can use this while you're invisible, so in case you're being chased, the chaser will most likely continue to follow the second part of the teleporter, that small little line after you teleported, so you will have an easy time of escaping. A fall chase, and they will lose you completely. They waste time. Despite the fact that Sombra jump from the back line to the front line and back and forth, she's one of the best, if not the best, ult synergy team player out there. But you're just gonna say, but DiSL, there is Zarya and Tracer combo. What about that? Well, if the enemy team have Diva, she can eat their combo. So you earn nothing. So go out there, hack enemy heroes to prevent them from doing their stuff, and go hack health pack and ult the planet. For more guide, please leave a share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.